said is exactly right. The first half, I think Palace were, well, they were excellent. They were just good. The only negative would be that once again they didn't take a couple of chances in that first half that they should have done, because they were so on top of the game. I mean, the stadium was, as they say, as we say in football, a bit of a library until they scored. I mean, in other words, there wasn't a whole lot of home support. The noise was coming from us lot. So and at the half time we were 1-0 up. It should have been probably a 2, not like the previous week against Liverpool, or the previous week to that, when we could have been 4 or 5 up at half time. But Palace played so well in that first half. They were quick, and players like Pino, I don't know if you've noticed him, Yéremy, Pino, he's outstanding. He's the guy we brought in to replace Eze, and that takes some. Eze's boots take a lot of filling, as we know, but he's got a burning drive. He's got great energy, and he's got great feet. I mean, the way he can dribble around players. One goal, I think it was against Liverpool, possibly, but he round by the corner line, the goal line. He managed to sort of dribble around the defender in no space at all. He's phenomenal. And as we saw in the game on Sunday, his energy and all the team, they were combining well and so on. Second half, it was quite obvious that the effects of Thursday nights in Poland was having an effect, because that it was like a different team. And now, basically, Oliver Glasner, I think anybody, least of all a Palace fan, would be foolish to offer any criticism of Oliver Glasner, and I wouldn't, because, you know, the man is godly as far as Palace fans are concerned, and we love the fact that we've got such a great manager who is clearly getting more and more in demand as time goes by, and rightly so. But so it's not a criticism, but before the match he was asked about, again I saw it later on TV, he was asked about did he think the European match on the Thursday would impact on the team, and he kind of shrugged that off a bit. I don't know whether you saw that. He shrugged it off and said, well, no, he said, you know, we're well prepared for whatever we need to do, and so on and so forth. And I don't think he said, well, he didn't say it will make no difference, but it was kind of towards that, maybe not wanting to admit to Everton or anybody else that, yeah, we might fade a bit as the match goes on. You don't want people to think that's in your mind. But for my part, it was very evident as soon as the second half kicked off, really, certainly up to when JP Mateta, our lovely man, JP Mateta, he missed what was a sitter. And do you know the one?
Saw that,
I mean, he'll probably have kicked himself like mad, because I think, and I think most people think, that would have won the game, because up to then, even then, early in the second half, Palace were on top. I think it was in the second half when he missed that chance. I'm sure it was. But he obviously, it's very easy to criticise a footballer. These chances come, but when they do come, few and far between in the Premier League, you've got to take them, because otherwise you suffer. And I think most people think if he'd scored then 2-0, it would have been a bit beyond Everton and the way the teams were playing to have come back. But of course, what happened is, with the misses, a couple of misses like that, it gives confidence, emboldens the other team who are losing. They think, right, that's worth a goal that was missed. We're still in this. And of course, the almost inevitable happened when they equalised. I think it was in the 87th minute. But it was inevitable, because you could see Palace were wilting. Now, I can't remember how many subs he put on. I think Dennehy, for example, came on. Dennehy, for example, came on at the beginning of time added on, so that was like the 90th minute. But 2 or 3 others had changed. But for me, it was all a little bit too late. Now, the way I see it, you've got a football team with 11 players. Take out the goalie, because European match or not, he's not going to be, down on his uppers with tiredness. I mean, it's the nature of the position. So you've got 10 players. Now, for me, knowing you played that game, and also 5-10 minutes into the second half, you could see Pino, for example, who's a good measurer of a team's tiredness. He wasn't the same player. His legs had kind of probably buckled under him, poor chap, because he run so much.
Yeah.
The team was visibly tired. And for me, at that stage, after 5 or 10 minutes, I would have said, right, the first substitute change, we'll put 3 on. 5-10 minutes later, we'll put another 2 on, because you're allowed 5. And so in doing that, you've changed from the squad half of the team.
Yeah.
And that seems to me a good tactic when you've had a game 2 or 3 days before. Football, we know that after the Premier League and probably all the leagues, they need a day or two to physically recover. I mean, although these blokes are very fit and the women in their game are fit, it takes a huge amount out of people, as you can imagine, with the pace of modern day football. So, and of course, Oliver would have been well aware of that. So I'm slightly surprised that he didn't put those substitutes on much earlier than he did, because you could see what was likely to happen, and what was likely to happen, that a goal would come out of it. And then once that happened, there was always the chance, with the confidence, the momentum going Everton's way, they would score, and that's what happened. So I don't begrudge them the victory. Good luck to them. But I think Palace should have won.
Yeah. So we're just gonna, because we've got about just over a minute, so we're just gonna introduce what's still next to come in the second phase of the show.
Yep.
So we've still got Semenyo of Bournemouth. Is it Bournemouth he plays for? Yeah, Anthony Semenyo. We still got him to talk about. There's obviously some transfer things going on. We did mention about John Stones. We've got Marc Guehi. We've got Erling Haaland. So there's still Manchester United. I think what's his name? Lisandro Martinez. Might be coming back from injury. So join us in the second half as we carry on talking about Palace, because I know Brob is not done with Palace yet. So join us again in the second half as we then bring you more of these interesting conversations around football. So we'll see you on the other side. We'll see you on the other side in a minute.
See you shortly.